Hey, this is Connor Wyatt, president of TigerDev, and I'll just be doing a quick run through of our introduction meeting for people who weren't in the club or couldn't make it. So we'll be doing semester project pitches next week. I'll cover that a bit more in detail in a moment, but we also have two other dates to look out for. No information on them yet, but we generally have a social gathering where we go out to some type of restaurant, everyone chats, as well as developer meeting where we get some type of developer out to talk about their game. We also have standard weekly meetings every Monday. So next week, on Monday, we'll be having project pitches. The idea here is that you can send in your project pitch to either the TigerDev Gmail or the TigerDev Discord user. Either one works, and we'll probably get back to you. There's some information above in the announcements channel about what exactly we'd like you to send in. And once you send that in, we'll get back to you to probably give you a bit of feedback, just, what we believe, what we've seen from other projects, and what we believe to be feasible. If it takes off, though, and you get people, or you work on it yourself, we'd like you to attend 3 development updates throughout the semester. These will take the place of a few standard Monday night meetings. Your game development can take many forms. You could do a vertical slice, for instance, where you just develop a lot of mechanics, or you could try to develop levels one at a time, but we would like you to have some amount of a playable game at each checkpoint. So I will note, we do have a small penalty in place for not delivering at these checkpoints. We will forbid you from having a semester project next semester. This sounds serious, but really it's not. We don't expect a huge amount of development or progress, especially near the end where you're getting really busy with classes coming to an end. But, we just like to see any amount of progress, really. So it sounds scary, but I assure you, just showing up and saying, hey, here's my project. I've done a few small texture workings or details, or anything really, we will accept that. Finally, some additional information here is that if you're doing a project pitch, you'll probably want to include some sort of slideshow. Just say, this is my idea. I have a few maybe images I got off Google to illustrate this concept. It's not required. You could just speak, but it looks nice and it's a tad more convincing than just words. So something we're doing that's new this semester is the project workshop. I think everyone can recognize that game design is really hard, and if you're a novice, it can be really imposing to start your own project for the semester. So what we're doing is creating a starter project that'll walk you through a lot of the basics of game development and design, with a lot of the basic tools and assets already implemented so you can focus exclusively on creative implementations. The idea here is that you can do it with teams, so you can use your team working skills in a very low stress environment that you could just leave at any point. We hope this project stands as a good way of introducing people to game design without it being very scary or intimidating. So another activity we do is the game of the semester. The idea here is that sort of like a book club but for games. So everyone can nominate a game that they really like or a game that they think is interesting to talk about, and we'll be coming together shortly to vote on a game of the semester. And the idea then is that you will get that game and you can play it, and then we'll come together near the end and discuss it. Ideally, we could also get the developer on, but no promises. One of the older games we had, Hollow Knight, Team Cherry lives in Australia, so there's no way for that. But we did get the developer of Outer Worlds come on, so it's very game dependent. That's the form there, but it'll also be in the description and above this video. Finally, I don't have too much information on these events yet, but we do plan on doing Game Jam, and we do plan on having a developer meeting at some point throughout the semester, as well as hosting a very standard social meeting. The best way to stay on top of these is to join the Discord. If you haven't seen it yet, there's the link. It'll also be in the description. And that photo seems a little random, but it was from our previous Winter Game Jam, which was fairly popular. It had a fair few entrants even. So we hope to replicate this sort of feat in the future. All right, thank you.